Hey, what's up? This your boy, Humble Dad, back to give you an update of my grief journey. I really don't remember the last one, uh, but this week, uh, today marks 3 months since I've lost my wife, Genirde Glenn, uh, and obviously I think about it every day and how uh, I wish she was here. I often reflect back to that day. Uh, you know, just to uh, give you kind of a picture of like to this week, not necessarily today. I'll run it back. So Sunday of this week was opening night at our church. As far as like there was a new facility that was put together to build the community in a way to help families be able to interact with each other as well as have the kids all in a central location. And so that was a really important day for our church at Cross City. For anybody, shout out to them because they have been incredible to me and my family. Um, Pastor Mater and everyone that is there. It was very challenging though for me to be excited about it because I didn't have Jen there, um, and it was weird to want to be excited about it. You know, it was just weird to be excited about it. And my kids were elated to do all the different things that they had there, and that's cool. That they I'm glad that they were excited. And I would that I remember about to go to the food truck, and my homie Dwayne, shout out to Dwayne, who's a constant champion. Whenever I see him, as far as like an uplifting dude for me. There are others, but him. I just want to give a shout out to him because he was like, "Say, how's it going, man?" And I was like, "What do you think about this?" I said, "Well, really, it's just hard to enjoy it, because my wife's not here." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then we just started talking, and we're in the line. It's a pretty long line. He's just chopping up with me, talking to me about just whatever. And as the line's going, my 3-year old is there with me. And I end up talking to somebody else, and then Dwayne had to kind of step away so he could talk, get my daughter because I had lost track of what was going on, pay attention. Uh, that's and so he he then like when I was then he left. He said, hey, I got to run, got to go do what I was gonna do, and like he was late for his daughter, for his daughter's soccer game, just so that he could stand in line with me, so that I would not have the feeling that I was having by myself. And so that is an incredible thing for an individual to do. And so shout out to Dwayne for doing that. So my Sunday was a bittersweet, came home and I didn't even watch the game. I'm a Cowboy kind of fan. And so I went to sleep, took my nap, woke up and ate dinner and hung out with the kids. I think we may have watched a movie or something and then got ready for bed. So that was Sunday. But I had put in my mind, though, that the week I was going to have fun, right? So scheduled time to hang out with one of my homies. And so because I was able to, I make that time with my homie and all of my kids' friends' parents, best friends' parents, stepped up and said, "Yes, I will watch, uh, your kid and have them do their homeschool work." Uh, and that was just such a appreciation because I was able to have a lot of fun that day, just chilling and just hanging out and uh, riding around and just going from different place to place and not really having to uh, put my mind around uh, um, my circumstance, right? So, not saying that I'm trying to get away from it, but that was a moment that I needed, and so that was really really good. And uh, then on Tuesday, I had lunch with my kids. Um, we three of my four kids, and after lunch, well, first of all, at lunch we had a really good dialogue. I always have really good conversations with my kids when there is no TV or computer available. Even my kids are pretty dope. Even if we're talk if there's a screen involved, because what we'll do is make that whatever is going on the screen, we'll make it into a conversation. Uh, and we'll talk about what's going on. Like for example, we were watching um, my wife and kids recently, and the show was centered around something that shouldn't have been centered around at this particular age group, and so we even talked about those particular things, right? And but anyway, after lunch, we went to go play, practice softball, baseball with them, and oh man, even when I yelled at them for not doing something, they don't look at me as the grumpy old dude. They just see me as the stern dad trying to get them better. And so that's what we were doing out there practicing for like 2 hours when I thought it was only going to be an hour. My youngest was hanging out with some of her friends, and so. But anyway, when we got back to the house, got to eat, got to chill with my kids, and just be able to reflect upon the day of having fun, by just going and doing something um, spontaneous, right? Because I didn't plan that to do, to go out and be gone that long. Then Wednesday, you know, I did. I took the kids to this place that we used to walk to as a family. When Jen was here, we would when COVID first happened. People were saying you can't go anywhere, and so we was like, okay, well, we're gonna go walking to. It's probably about maybe half a mile away, where we would sit up under this tree that's next to a nursing home, next to Brahms, and it's a big old field, and we would just go there and just relax and just unwind and just talk. But what I did on Wednesday is that I had us go and do school there. We didn't walk because we had a lot of things in the car, right? And I was asking my kids, I was like, "What y'all think about this?" You know, appreciate you, Crystal. What y'all think about this? And they said, "Oh, this is good." We even took the dog. We have a Frenchie for those that are wondering, and I was able to, even being outside, like it gave me this different type of vibe to where I could relax a little bit, and I was relaxed. Uh, and if you're watching this on Facebook, if you could just go over, to um, YouTube and just hit the like button or hit the subscribe button or both, that'd be appreciative, you know. And so I ended up hanging out with Jordana, where we was playing like little like baseball together, rolling the ball at her, she throwing the ball back to me, while the boys and Gianna were doing their schoolwork. I was able to still answer questions, because we were right there together. Had to make a quick run to the house because one of the boys had forgot one of his workbooks, but it was not too far away from the house. And so then had them get, eat snacks there. Gianna's reading her book in the tree, and I'm taking pictures. I'm still, just trying to take in the day. And then we get to I think we had lunch. I think yeah. Oh, we went to Brahms, right? Went to Brahms and had lunch, and uh, we didn't go there. Sorry, we brought the food back home and ate and watched TV, and then I probably took another nap, and then People got their stuff together, um, and it was just a really good day. You know, um, of being productive in that regard. I got to make some phone calls to some sellers that was interested in selling their property. Um, I, I got to, you know, get the humble dad gear out there. I was able to go to Grief Share, where I was able to talk about Jenny, and that's when I, got the teary eyed, about how good she was to me, and also that she understood how much I loved her, you know. Um, and that was that day, that was a good day for me. Then Thursday was like really busy for me. Um, Woke up obviously, but Thursdays is the day that I take everybody to a particular destination for them to do school or to hang out. So the boys go to a little place to called Legacy where they hang out, and then my oldest, she goes over her homegirl house, and they do school there, right? And then my youngest, she goes over one of her relatives' house to hang out. And so I took the car to get fixed. And shout out to Mr. Key Kim Automotive or Auto Services in Irving. And so I went there, got the van fixed, and he was appreciative. I was appreciative of him taking care of me while I was there with the car, and then just conversation, just a listening ear, um, and that was very appreciative. Uh, and and left there to come home for a little bit. Tried to take a nap, but I couldn't, and um, I ended up like just pausing and just crying for probably like 10 to 15 minutes uh, because I didn't, I'm doing all of these things because Jen is not here, right? And that's what I felt in that moment. But I allowed the Holy Spirit to comfort me and not reject the emotion of the heartache that I had. And then I got to, that was Thursday, right? So I went to go pick up uh, Jordy. She went to, um, I brought her back to the house, and then they ended up her, shout out to the Barkers, shout out to the Wrights, um, the Vaughns, the Bills, I can't think of their Joshua's Henry's mom's last name, but shout out to them for going and getting all of my kids and taking them to the park so that I could have some more time by myself and get some things done. And in that time, I was able to work on my dissertation, and I'm almost finished, y'all. Like, I think I'll be walking across the stage in April of next year, but being done with everything by January, uh, if not sooner, you know. So that's exciting, but it's bittersweet, you know, because of the circumstances, right? And we was going to go to Arizona together. We're going to do the whole family trip to celebrate the situation, the celebrate the graduation, you know. But nevertheless, that didn't happen. And then around 6:30, I did one of my first consultation calls with a small business owner who is working on a prep meal, you know, prep services, prepping meal services, and that was really good because I was able to uh, pour into to them what I've learned and what I've been doing. Um, and today they told me that they felt accomplished and motivated. So that was really good to hear. Then like I was in the parking lot. I was driving, then stopped in the parking lot, and I'm having that call. And then after that call, I go into to Pluckers to hang out with Bernie and his friends. And that was a good conversation. I was, I'm a talker. Obviously, you can see that. And um, I was laid back. I was laying back and just trying to feel the vibe and the conversation, and trying to see where I could lend some things, because my personality in a conversation can be pretty strong, and I can take over a conversation if there's nobody else that's willing to, you know, reel me back in, or to counter what I'm saying, right? And so we had this conversation that was, a little bit arguing back and forth or whatever, disagreement, but it was good. And um, I enjoyed that. And that was fun for me, Came back home, and relaxed, and then, had a really good night's sleep. Friday, school happened again, to G to school. And then the boys did school here. Matter of fact, introducing the boys to real estate. For the first time, where we could sit and somewhat talk about it. I had them watch a video and then ask them what it is that they learned, and they liked it. They learned a little bit about the real estate, and they was like, "Yeah, I like it. It was good. It wasn't boring to them at all." So, uh, but let's see. And then took them to counseling, and then we went to a shopping spree, kind of shopping spree. I bought them all jumpsuits, right? Because I think jumpsuits just really look cool. Uh, and when they wear it on today, which is Saturday, uh, and they wear it to the game, right? They wear it to the game, and which is what I wanted. They wear it to Gianna's game, and that's what I wanted them to do. So I didn't. They didn't play in it or anything. They sat down and chilled. Joshua got to run the clock for the first time that he'd been trying to do for the past couple of weeks, and he had fun with that. Gianna had a really good game, first game, decent game on the second game. They won the first, lost the second, got second place in this tournament, and Gianna got her a ring. Um, got to spend a little bit of time by myself. Took some pictures of my, and in my humble dad gear, um, and I was just really in a good mind frame today. You know, had time to reflect on my, you know, on Jen not being with me, and it it was it was frustrating, but it didn't hurt as much as it typically does or has been. And so later on this this evening, got to go and have a end of the year birthday party. Why am I saying birthday party? End of the year party with Gianna's team, and we played kickball. Oh man, you talking about bringing out the competitive spirit? I wasn't gonna play. I'm sorry. I was gonna play, but I wasn't gonna try hard. And then that went out the door as soon as it was time to play. Especially when my kids came up to kick the ball. Oh man, I tried to make it really hard. Well, I did make it hard. I did try to make sure I strike them out or whatever, or get them out. And so that was really fun to play with them. I think that lasted about an hour and a half as far as the play time. Got to converse with some of the parents, which is always a delight. Um, and then we get home, and getting Jordana ready for bed, and she's talking about her mommy, talking about Jen, and she was talking. She said, I'm gonna get a new mommy. I'm gonna buy a new mommy or something like that. I'm like, well, you gonna buy a new mommy? Why, And she's like, in heaven, something like that. And she said, you, mom, you need a wife or something like that. She said. I said, what? What you talking about? And she said, yeah, your wife gone. Your wife, you're heartbroken. I said, what? She's three. I said, my, my heart's broken. Yeah, and my heart broken too. I was like, wow. And so I was like, man, for her to articulate something of such a great magnitude like that was like, okay, I got to talk to her and make sure she's good. And we talked a little bit, and she was done having the conversation. Um, but I was, I was in shock, right, of her statement. And so I realized that her saying that I was heartbroken, I thought that was going to do something different, where it was going to be like I was going to be feeling that heartbreak as much as I did before. And like I said on the last vid, is that I can really feel um, the mending of my heart. I can feel that I miss my wife every day. Um, I look at her pictures every day. I talk to my kids about her every day. Um, you know, However, for those that have experienced a loss and don't know how they will get through or get to the other side of grief, what I'm learning is it's okay to have fun. It's okay to cry. It's good. It's actually good for you to do those things. I'm not telling you when to do those things, but when they do occur, it is okay. And what you will see is that people around you are even more comfortable being around you if you're operating from a position of honesty with your emotions and with your words, right? And so uh, that has been my week. My week has been filled with mostly fun and just enjoying the time that I have with my kids. Matter of fact, today also one of my kids, man, these people are some very intelligent people. Shout out to Jen for just pouring into them on a high level, like a critical thinking level. Now, don't get me wrong, like they still kids, and I still have to, you know, kind of show them the way and provide for them some clarity on some things that they do, because they still are kids and act like kids. My son Ethan was like, I was talking to Ethan and Joshua on the way to the softball game, and I was talking to them about my businesses, and like, I think I may be doing a little bit too much, and so therefore that means I'm not doing good as good as I could in either one. And I say, so which one should I do? I got money over here that I'm spending. I got money over here that I'm spending, and so that means I'm spending money in two different places for marketing. And Josh is like, that's a good question. I really, I don't necessarily know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that for you. And then Ethan, I said, so what do you think, Ethan? He says, um, which one you had the most fun doing? I said, well, Humble Dad. He said, well, that's the one you should do. I was like, huh, just that simple, huh? So there you have it. So I was like, you know what? That make a lot of sense, because it's not like I don't have that opportunity to do or time to do it. And so I was like, okay, well then that means I gotta be more consistent with doing these, or just Humble Dad videos, or just videos in general. And so that was my day. And so I appreciate y'all for tuning in, for signing in to hear my story. I ask that you all continue to pray for me and my family. Those that have been rocking with us since day one, your prayers. I know people say this, but I don't know if they being meaningful or not. But the prayers that I know that people are praying are felt, because when I look and read on other platforms, or other comments or messages about the loss of a spouse, uh, those a lot of those people do not see what I see, which is hope, and I see, or I feel comforted, I am provided for. I am surrounded by a team uh, of God fearing people who are willing to show their love for me and my family. Um, and it is incredible. I have to understand that this is my journey. However, He has and will be right there with me through the journey. Uh, He'll never leave me nor forsake me. He's with me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Right? And the rod and our staff, they comfort me. So that's where I'm at. So thank you so much once again. Please make sure you go over to, if you're already on YouTube, I mean, just go ahead and subscribe and like what it is that you see, you know. And I'm working on this humble dad gear stuff. Uh, and so if you like it or you want something, just message me on Facebook, or you can email me at humbledad78 at gmail.com, and we'll go from there. Until next time, deuces.